In addition, the Romanian mountain troops had the dubious idea of storing ammunition here. Obviously, the whole thing blew up.
In their face. LOL. Well, that said something about graves or something, so it made me think of the graveyard. Plus, I need to go and see the reporter anyway, so. Oh, fuck. Oh, it could be that. Maybe not. I like that. That's pretty damn cool. It leaves that shadow there and you look up, there's nothing there. Nope.
Bullet holes. On a battlefield, it's typical that the trees be riddled with shot. However, this oak has traces that seem very recent. Bullet holes.
Can I mess with the cow?
No.
Where is the journalist? Me in the parlour. So the hotel.
Father Arno, I was expecting you. Delighted to meet you, Father. Concerning Martha, I mean Dr. Calugarl, it's very important that you know. She was murdered.
What are you saying?
Yes, I didn't introduce myself. Stefan Luca, journalist. It's a good thing that you're here. Since the departure of Father Gregoriu, this village really needed a priest.
Yet I didn't come to replace him.
Of course, I know why the Vatican has sent you, for Martha's canonization. But I want to talk with you about something else. There's something much more serious. Martha, well, she was killed for defying evil. My God. I should have helped her more. I wrote an article, but he prevented me from publishing it. He's very powerful, you know. Martha was not his first victim.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Are you skeptical? I was too. But read this letter that Martha sent me 3 months before her death.
Why so long after her death? Before her death, even. Yes, of course, Professor von Freddy Krueger. Wouldn't believe it. He's the one that's doing it. He's killing them in their sleep.
Here are the notes Martha kept. Once you've read the file on each victim, you'll be convinced. I'm sure.
Why didn't you just give me them as well? So basically, in the 4 reports, Martha found and noticed something called the P anomaly, which was a thing in their blood, and then later on the victim died of blood loss. I wonder what that could be. I'm playing a Dracula game. Except there's one child who she sent away to the seaside, and they seem to be fine.
The documents you showed me are astonishing. However, I'm surprised Dr. Calugarl entrusted you with them. Doctor-patient confidentiality and all.
Medical secrecy is a secondary issue when human lives are at stake. Think of it. The identified victims are just the latest ones. Martha was convinced that there were many others over the past years. No, the past centuries. She wanted me to alert public opinion. But the editors of my paper were pressured. Our enemy is very influential. We have to do something.
Let's see. I agree that these files are very disturbing, but we can't take the place of the police.
Martha contacted them a number of times, to no result.
Perhaps they didn't take her seriously. We should call back to explain the situation calmly.
The police, once again, didn't do their job. Call them, and you'll see.
That would seem to be the most reasonable course, if you don't have any objection.
Go right ahead. The telephone is in the next room. When you realize the ineffectiveness of the police, come back to see me.
You sassy bitch. Fine, and hello, Miss in Peace.
I can't borrow this without permission.
What was that earlier? Oh, that nick that. She's still upstairs. Nope.
Always hanging around outside, if that ain't a shame. Of course, he's got no more parents.
No
Lives with
friends.
His uncle.
We call him lonely. Because he's got no friends, he's always alone. He's forever alone.
Sure you can. I don't know where it comes from. Some vagabond brought it to me. I gave him a meal in exchange for it. My way of being charitable, I guess.
It wasn't very charitable. But whatever.
A lovely girl. But she's got a way about her, if you see what I mean. You can tell right off she's not from around here. What I think is she killed herself with work. And anyway, she never ate anything. I always knew her thin as a rail even before the war. When you work a lot without eating, then obviously you're gonna...
Then you're gonna... Stop. Hammer time?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, oh Father, please don't say that. People might think us folks in Vladiviste ain't very proper.
Vladiviste?
Did you like that?
No.
Me? I never go up there. Anyway,
Glittery.
my legs, it ain't possible anymore.
Well, I'm gonna nick this dragon bit, yunk. And then I'm gonna phone the police. Like it's
Number, please.
911.
You want the police?
Yes, put me through to the police station in charge of Vladivista, please.
Please hold.
999.
You're connected.
You're connected.
Provincial Police, what is it?
This is Father Moriani. Well, several people died in Vladiviste in mysterious circumstances.
Vladiviste? You have the wrong department. You have to contact the Transylvania Regional Brigade. Ask for Inspector General Brutar at Alba Euler 22.
Number, please.
Hi, it's me again.
Just one moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
You're connected.
Thank you, bye. Oh, no.
This is Inspector Brutar.
Hello, this is Father Arno Moriani. I belong to the Sacred Congregation of Rites. I've come to Vladiviste to investigate the case of Martha Caligaro in view of her eventual canonization.
Martha Caligaro? I remember her well. Always bothering my men with unbelievable stories and groundless complaints. She wasn't a bad woman, but she had a screw loose.
I'll note your opinion. Inspector, I'm calling because my investigation has revealed several suspicious deaths, which all occurred in Vladiviste. They could very well be murders.
Give me the names of the supposed victims.
Marian Marescu, dead in October 1913. Seldrick Maliskal in July 1916.
Every 3
and
years.
an unidentified young girl who died in November 1919.
I see exactly what you're talking about. Wasn't it a certain Stefan Luca who transmitted this information to you?
Well, that is...
Of course it's him. Don't believe anything he tells you. He's just been fired by his newspaper. He's just a troublemaker. Father Moriani, I have to warn you. Our country is currently in the grip of a certain agitation, and the Catholic minority isn't viewed very positively by certain political groups. So, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't prolong my visit to Transylvania.
Thank you for your advice, but you understand that I can't leave without carrying out my mission.
That mission is to hunt down and protect John Connor.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Well, we have 3 individuals dead in the same region and in the same manner, drained of their blood.
Dun dun dun.
That would suggest the work of some perverted criminal, wouldn't it?
No, believe me. It would suggest, rather, that your informant is bored and has a fertile imagination. None.
Did a physician examine her body?
Certainly not. Why bother? Her death wasn't at all suspect.
Goodbye, Inspector. The police think that Martha was mad. Her case doesn't look good. But it's out of the question for me to close the file without digging deeper. Let's go back to the journalist to question him.
If that doesn't work, punch them repeatedly in the face.
Good. Did you call the police? Are you convinced that they won't do a thing? Then we can go on to serious matters. Read these 2 letters and tell me what you think of them.
Free here. Ooh, title drop.
Vampires, hosts. My lord, I must elucidate this sorry affair. Let's subject Stefan Luca to some methodical questioning.
Alright,
The
question and
letters
answer
you showed
time,
me raise a
motherfucker.
lot of questions. First of all, what exactly does the term vampire signify?
Vampire, vampir, upir, upir, brucolacus for the Greeks. Do these words really evoke nothing for you?
To tell you the truth, they do. I seem to recall reading something about these, creatures. So, if I understand right, Martha tried to drive them back with a communion host ground into a powder?
That's right. With the crumbs from the host. She drew a protective circle.
Tell me, was the host consecrated?
I suppose so.
Did Father Gregoriou know that this sort of activity was going on in his parish?
The best would be for you to ask him the question. That's the frightful reality.
And why don't the residents do something to rid themselves of a curse like that?
Because they're resigned and submissive. To vanquish evil, you have to be strong. She wasn't that old.
Overwork, perhaps?
Come on, she was in perfect health. Just before she died, she was still hiking in the mountains. Since the war, we've changed our nationality and our official language. One thing hasn't varied: the ineffectiveness of the police. Worse, I think they've sold out to our enemy. I have reason to believe they wanted to intimidate Martha, or even worse. Yes, we chatted over a glass of Tsuika, our local prune brandy. Janos is a great lad, very cultured, but he has a rare lack of imagination.